3.
Hello, everybody. I am Robin May, and welcome to November's Intentional Conversation. Now, I have to confess, we have not had an intentional conversation, I think, since September. We skipped October because I was working on my couples coffee and conversation event, but we are back and it is November. This is the first time I've done the intentional conversations via video. And I'm so excited, but there are a lot of things, Janice, I'm coming to you, I promise. But there are a lot of things that I need to explain. First of all, today is my birthday. It's my birthday today. So as you see, I have a full face of makeup on. It's a long story. That's a long story. It's a lot to explain. You can hear my voice is a little shaky. I just had to explain that because when it's your birthday, you have so many people calling to tell you happy birthday, and you have to scream, thank you. And I had to speak yesterday, so my voice is gone. Last explanation. I clearly have on a Cubs shirt. The reality is, Janice, you can't even see the Cubs shirt.
That's what I'm saying. We can't see it, Robin.
But I have on a Cubs shirt because I am in the Shy, and you know they just won the World Series. And around here, Janice, they say, throw the W or put up the W, something about the W. Fly the W. And so I had to wear my Cubs attire. So all of that, because some of you are looking at this after today and you're going to think, I don't know what she's talking about, but I had to do it. I had to share it. So look, yeah, I'm so excited about intentional conversations. I am Robin May. I'm the founder of Friends with Vision, which is an online and in-person networking organization where I am committed to empowering women to live the fullness of their life. I believe I'm called to encourage women to live life. That's live intentionally and fully engaged. And today I'm so excited because I have my girl, one of my closest friends, Janice, here to share with us. Y'all, I've been doing intentional conversations since April. And my girl was like, hello. What's going on? But I intentionally waited till November because she has an amazing event coming up and I really think you should be there. But this is not just about her event. This is about her speaking into the lives of women. And so we're going to dive right in. I have my notes over here, Janice, as everyone can see. I keep looking over here. I have my notes. We're going to dive right in. Janice.
Yes.
I told you I have been anticipating this, and I want to introduce you to the ladies who don't know Janice Anderson.
Yes.
Anderson, she's a newlywed. I want to introduce you to the ladies who don't know you. So let's dive right in. I want you to share a little bit about your personal life with the ladies so they can get a picture of who you are as they're learning from you.
Okay, well, my name is Janice Anderson, and I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Maybe I just want to move my microphone over so everybody
Can you let people see the microphone, Janice? Just it wears me out, y'all. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Janice Anderson. I am the wife of Mr. Maurice Anderson and the mother of 2 beautiful daughters, Jasmine Janae, who's 16, and Jada Corinne, who's 7. And Jasmine actually will be 17 tomorrow.
That's my girl.
This recording. I know. November birthdays. Gosh, what can I tell you about me personally? I'm the oldest of 5. I had a past that many people might not know about that shapes who I am, but I am not defined by my past. I'm actually refined by my past. And
girl, that's good. I don't know if I heard you say that. That was good. Keep going.
So anyway, I also own my own company, Marua Consulting. I've been the CEO and founder for the past 9 years. This is my 9th year being in business full-time for myself, where I have the awesome privilege and opportunity to serve leaders by helping them to equipping them with the tools and the resources that allow them to amplify their vision and their voice.
I love that. So listen, you're about to celebrate 1 year of marriage, and I'm so excited about that. You remember, what was the date again? December something?
22nd.
22nd. So y'all, she's been married on December 22nd for 1 year. So I want to dive a little bit into the idea. I have a lot of ladies in my network who are single moms, and you were a single mom for many, many years. And there's a reason I'm pointing that out. I'm going to come back and talk about that later. But for now, can you share with us 1 or 2 life lessons you've learned as a single mom raising 2 daughters? Because while this is about empowering women today, specifically in the area of their calling and their business, if they have one, there are a lot of women who may not be business minded, but you can give them some strategies or things that you've learned from being a single mommy.
Okay, well, the first thing I want to say to all the single moms, and really all the moms, but particularly single moms, one of the things that stood out to me on my journey is me learning how to be gracious with myself, to just be gentle and give myself some breathing room. One of the things, when you're a single mom, you have all these things that you want to accomplish. You don't want your kids to feel like they're less than, or they're left out, or that something is wrong with them because of decisions that you made, or maybe decisions that they can't control. And I remember, Robin, when I was on my journey, I used to put so much pressure on myself to perform and to be the best, because I didn't want my kids to feel like they were subpar because I wasn't married. And at one point, just recently, last year, my daughter said, "Oh, Mom, you're not a single mom." I'm like, "Yes, I am. Are you kidding me?" But she never knew. So I guess I accomplished my goal. But in doing that, I think sometimes I was harder on myself than I needed to be. And so I would say, just be gracious on yourself.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it perfect. But what you put into your children and what you put into their lives and yourself, it's actually, it's going to matter. And it'll come back when you least expect it. So just be gracious, be gentle on yourself.
I love that.
Thank you.
I think I asked you for two things, though.
Yes, I think so, too. So then the other thing I would say is don't lose yourself. When I first became a mom, I remember like it was yesterday. I had all these things that I was going to do with my daughter Jasmine, and what I wasn't going to do. And so I made every decision. I was making decisions like I'm Janice and Jasmine. Like there was no separation between Janice and Jasmine. I was Jasmine, right?
Yeah.
And so I was so nervous, Robin. I was like, oh my God, if something happens to me, what's going to happen to my daughter? And I was losing myself.
Yeah.
I had forgotten the things that I like to do, and that I had an identity separate and apart from being a mother, and that it was okay. It's okay to have an identity separate and apart from being a mother. I am a mother, but I also am a writer. I also am a speaker. I also am a career-focused woman. And I think when I gave myself permission to not lose myself, but to be myself, I started enjoying my life and being a mother.
Oh, I love that. Learning to enjoy yourself and be yourself. And I think that wisdom is for all of us as moms. And I love what you just said, really is impactful when you said you can have a separate identity from being a mom. Yeah. Sometimes I think I'm strange because, I don't play about my 3 daughters.
Right.
Girl, I got to have my time and my space. And I'm not talking about once a month. I'm talking about every day.
Me too.
So, I love that. Okay, so let's dive in. You gave us your tagline, amplifying vision for leaders, but break down what you do professionally. Like, I have a small business. What would you be able to do for me as a small business owner?
So what I'd be able to do, Robin, is hear your heart. That's the crux of what I do, is get to hear hearts and visions, and where you want to go. And then I create a strategy for getting you there. It really doesn't matter what it is. If it's a business, if it's a ministry, if it's like setting goals, I just am a strategist by nature. I think in steps, and I think in processes, and I think in systems, and it's kind of quirky, and it probably drives my husband a little bit crazy, but it really makes me successful. I can take something really big and make it bite-sized and intentional and focused to get you to where you want to go.
I love that. So ladies, if you have a vision that's been playing around in your head and you're like, gosh, if you're one of those people who won't start doing the first step because it just seems so big, Janice is your girl. She can really help you take that big idea and make it, I want to say palatable. Is that a word? Palatable?
Yeah, that's a word.
Yeah, she can help you make it doable. Hey, let's do doable. She can help make it doable for you. So I want you to keep that in mind. Okay, so every intentional conversation has a theme, and the theme for today is jumpstart your vision. And I'm really excited about this because the women who I am called to support, I want to help you put feet to your vision. I want you to just stop talking about it. I want you to do something about it. And around this time, we keep talking about Let's finish the year strong. This happens every year.
Yes.
In 2013, 14, we always, let's finish the year strong. And that's great. We do. And I'm guilty of that. I say it all the time. And I want you to finish this year strong, but I want you to get a jump start on 2017. I often hear, Janice, people say, let's get rid of New Year's resolutions. They just don't work. And I get a little antsy about that, because I understand the idea that New Year's resolutions don't work because we make these big lofty plans, but the Bible says that we should make plans.
Yes.
And it really, the word actually says that we make the plans, but then God can come. The word really does say this, not like I'm saying it, but it does say that God can come and adjust the plans as we go. So let's not throw the whole idea of resolutions out. What I want to do is help jumpstart what you want the new year to be for you, and the rest of the year. So the start of a new year is a great time for that. And actually right now, November and December is a great time for you to lay the framework, the foundation for your next year. Yeah. So I want you to keep that in mind. So Janice, I really want to ask you, what do you think really hinders most people from actually doing something with the gifts that God has placed in them? So let me say this really quick. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're sitting at home watching this, if you're in the line voting, if you're looking at this on Tuesday and you're looking at this while you're voting. Wherever you are, I want you to realize that God literally has poured himself into you. And there is a plan for your life. Just because you don't know the plan doesn't mean there isn't a plan. Yeah. So Janice, what would you say hinders people from really moving forward in their vision or in the gifts that God has given them?
So I'll say two things, Robin, two things that most of the time that I see hinder people. Number one is that they try to do too much at one time. So you get excited, you know that you're gifted. Many of us, we have more than one gift and more than one talent, more than one thing that we can do well, more than one thing that excites us. And so we get so excited. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, and this. And so they do nothing. And so a lot of times, because we're so gifted and we're so excited and we're comparing ourselves with other people, and I wasn't even going to say that, we get paralyzed just in the process. Mm-hmm. The thing that happens, Robin, is this. More than that, I see that people are not, they don't understand the significance of their gift.
Wait, break that down. I love that.
Yeah, see, because when you know the significance of the gifting that you have, and I call it your unique grace. It's the thing that just leaks from you. It's who you are when you're not even trying to be that way. It's the way you show up everywhere that you go. It's more than your personality. It's your personality. It's how your personality impacts other people. It's how it impacts your home and your work. It's the thing that you bring to a situation that totally transforms that situation. And sometimes, because we don't know the significance of our grace, of our blessing, of our gift, we place little value on it. And so we just discard it and we fit into whatever plan other people have for us. Yes. And that's what I see that causes many of us to just stop and not pursue the vision, not pursue our path of purpose, not pursue what it is that we're really called to do, because you really don't see how significant it really is, how much it really matters, how much it's really needed.
Absolutely. You know, when you were saying that, what came to my mind, and when you said no matter where you are, it shows up. One of the ways you can tell is that you have to try to stop yourself from doing whatever that thing is in different settings. Because, you know, when you're passionate or when it just comes naturally, you do it without even thinking about it. And your friends and family might say, girl, there you go again. Right. So maybe you go in somebody's house and you just can't help but start moving stuff around because you know it look amazing like this. Or your girlfriend is getting dressed at the house and y'all are laughing and talking and you say, no, girl, no. Let me give you these shoes. Put these shoes on. You can't even help it. When I'm talking to, I could be talking to Janice about what I'm cooking for dinner. You know, one of the things, Robin, you should do before you do, because she starts strategizing how I'm going to cook my dinner. With me, it doesn't matter. You can be talking about whatever it is. One of my challenges is I can see where it could go wrong before other people can see where it can go wrong. So I start, have you considered this? And people in my life are like, nobody wants to talk about that. Like, nobody wants to talk about where it could go off track. So I want you to think about the things that just happens naturally for you. I want you to pay attention, and that's where your significant grace may lie. Okay, Janice, I want to get into a few I'm really an intelligent girl. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Can y'all all send me a birthday message? Okay, so listen, this is a few specifics. Many of the women in my network, Janice, have businesses that they are running while still trying to maintain a full-time gig. So it's really hard to know what to do. There is information overload.
Yes.
Guys, I tell Janice all the time that when it comes to, I'm a little bit ahead in my business as far as not trying to lay the foundation necessarily, but to be transparent, I actually am trying to redo a lot of the aspects of my business. So I kind of am back at foundation mode, but I've been doing this for a little while now. And I tell her all the time, what stops me is when it's time to go to the next step, it's just too much information out there. Yes. So Janice, what would you tell somebody who really knows they need to begin to build their business, or they're really passionate about it, but they're like, what in the world are my first steps? Really, what do I need to do to grow my business? I know that's a big question, but what would be the first 1 or 2 things you would tell them?
Okay, so one thing I'd say is get help, and don't get help. I mean, one of the best thing that I could have done for my business and for my life was not try to figure it out on my own. A lot of times, especially when we're smart in one area, we tend to rely on our expertise in one area, and we figure we're just going to read a whole lot and go and do all the research. It will straight overwhelm you and paralyze you. You want to get help from someone who is at least 1 to 2 steps ahead of where you are. So that's what I would say first. I just wouldn't try it alone. I've been successful because I didn't do it by myself. I asked for help. And knowing that asking for help is not going to mean that you're not smart, and doesn't mean that you're not sharp. It means that you're actually pretty wise, because you're going to save time by getting help. Okay, so then that's the first thing. But if I were just starting out, someone were just starting out today, it's funny, Robin, because as I'm getting ready for my event that's coming up, I'm literally putting myself in the minds of those who may be just starting out. And one of the 4 pillars that I believe for healthy growth of any organization or any business is building. I believe it's important how you build. I believe it's important how you start. And what is, as I was thinking through some of my content for the event, I thought about this right here. When building a business, I want you to write this down. You want to build.
She's serious.
I'm so serious.
Look, okay, go ahead.
I'm so serious. Get a piece of paper. Build on results, not intentions. Build on results, not intentions. When you first start out, you're so gung-ho and excited, and you get an idea and you can run full steam ahead just on the idea alone and waste time, energy, and money, which are all the resources that we have to offer, solely because you didn't first seek the results. I'm not saying that, this is what I mean by that. You build on the results. So that means you got to test and get some results. But in the testing phase, that's not the building phase, that's the testing phase. You know how, like, for me, before I decided that I was a strategist, I had to see if my strategies actually worked.
Right.
I started giving advice and was like, at first, you got to seem confident, but in your mind, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if this is going to work. I mean, you want to try it first. Another way to look at that is test it, test your idea. Then tweak your idea, then try your idea again. And once you have some results, you build on your results. Let me tell you what I found, Robin. Often we, especially as women who are like us, renegade, purpose-driven women who are super duper excited and passionate about something, and you can't tell us nothing once we get it in our heads. We will go full steam ahead in the wrong direction.
Absolutely.
Simply because we didn't take the time to gather some results first. Just get some results. See if this is what people want. Do people want what I have? Can I even do what I think I can do? Do I even want what I think I want? That's why we're starting.
I love that. I ladies, I want, and if it's some courageous fellas looking at this too, that is huge. Because hear me, just because you love it, it doesn't mean everybody else will love it. Right. And even if you have to ask some friends to come over and you test it out on them, I want you to listen to what she's saying. And then, Janice, back to what you said originally, ask for help. Hear me. I'm going to step on some toes here. You're going to have to invest in the help.
Yes.
I don't know how I can say this more convincing. If you are not willing to invest in you, why would I invest in you?
Yes.
You need to invest in help, get help, but you might have to pay for that help. Now, listen, starting out, you might have to read books to get what you need, and you might not have the money to invest, but as soon as you can, you have to invest in you, because the real help is going to come when you can pull somebody aside to say, here, I need you to focus on this right here for this hour.
Yes. Yes.
And that will really help. Don't you agree, Janice? Like,
I totally agree.
A lot of times we think, yeah, and then we get mad because people not putting us on. They won't help me get on. No, everybody is trying to do a business.
Right.
So you're going to have to invest in yourself. Okay, so.
Can I say something about that?
Yes.
Investing in yourself and asking for help. Can I just say this? Because a lot of times we don't know, and I didn't realize people didn't know this until it kept happening, and I mentioned something about it, and there was more of an ignorance about it rather than a malicious intent behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Taking someone to lunch to pick their brain is insulting. It's insulting because they've invested in themselves whatever way they did, whether they went to school, whether they paid for a mentor, whether they had a coach, whether they went through the school of hard knocks and figured it out. They've made them, they paid the price. And you're saying, I'll give you food for that.
Absolutely.
And that's insulting. And so you don't want to do that. Even if all you have is minimal, offer what you have and let them deny it first before you insult them by doing something like taking up, saying, or reaching and say, can I pick your brain for a second? When it's not flattering for people to pick my brain. All the stuff that's in my brain costs me something.
Yes, absolutely. Janice don't play. She doesn't. Because this is, and you're not going to agree with me on this. So go ahead and tell everybody you don't agree when I say
I already don't agree. Go ahead.
Okay, so go ahead. You know I don't care. Tell everybody you don't agree with me. This is my standard on that. First of all, I totally agree that when I get a random email or text message that says, let me just pick your brain, y'all, you got to imagine, I have a husband, I have 3 children. One of them is 2. I'm 42. This is not about me. Okay. So anyway, so I have all this going on. So it's very hard for me to carve out time to go be with someone for a few minutes to pick my brain. But I'm very serious about my friendships. Absolutely. So if it's a girlfriend or it's somebody who we have a close relationship, I have no problem with that. So if it's one of my good girlfriends or a good male friend and they're like, Robin, come on, girl, you finna help. If we have that rapport, I really don't have a problem with that. But the problem is when it becomes, you're reaching out to somebody that you haven't built that rapport with. So Janice, one of the things that people have done with me that has proven to be really helpful is they'll say, Robin, listen, I don't have it to invest, but you have an event coming up. Can I volunteer for your event? Can I just shadow you for your event and I'll learn everything I can from there? Let me serve you and then I'll gather some information from you in that way. I've loved that as well. So we're not being cold-hearted to say you never do that, but you just got to know, especially when it's a blind call.
Right. Or you just haven't put the time in with the relationship, because I totally agree. So far, I've said I disagree, but so far I agree with all that you said. With my friends, when we have a valued relationship, I don't mind because they're friends. But even my friends, here's the thing about my friends don't even feel comfortable going too far. I mean, because my friends know what I put into becoming the woman that I am and knowing what I know. So, Robin is like my inside therapist. Thank God for Robin. But, even then I'm like, Robin, listen, let's talk about what this really need to look like. Because I'm sure I'm crossing over past friend line. But when people, to me, it's just insulting when people don't know you and they're only seeking to know you for what they can get from you. And the way that they do that is to say, can I pick your brain? It's just, absolutely. I think that used to be perceived as something flattering. Like, I think you're smart. Yeah. No, I know.
Because because when we go to Neiman Marcus to buy something, we can't say, can I pick your wallet and just take that wallet with me?
Yeah, let me just wear this for a little while. Yeah, and I'll bring it back. Are you kidding me? They're going to say, give me some money. So absolutely. I think that, over the years, Robin, and quite honestly, I've become so dogmatic about this because I used to give away all my stuff, all my time, all my energy. Let me tell you, my mom said to me, years ago, my mom passed last year in February. Was it last year? Yeah, last February.
2014, I think.
It's going to be 2 years this upcoming one. She passed away.
We're not going to argue about when it was. I really think it was 2015?
Yes.
It was.
It
Okay.
was, it was my mama. Okay. Anyway, one of the things she said to me was, she said, Janice, well, she didn't say Janice. She said, Trail, that's my nickname. She said, you work too hard to always be
Be
broke.
broke. Baby, she
Oh,
blessed me with that because you done told me that. That has you work too hard to always be broke.
and I was working hard. And the truth of it, Robin, if I am very honest and transparent, I was helping people who were not paying me. So I was working on the clock and off the clock all the time at the expense of my time with my children, my own personal time. And then I just, because I love what I do and I'm passionate about helping people, but I wasn't being wise. I'm giving out all this advice and I'm researching stuff. And you go the extra mile. Well, I go the extra mile. Next thing you know, I've spent what was supposed to be 30 minutes. Now I'm 2.5 hours, 5 hours later. I've researched this, read this book. Girl, you need to get this book. I might have even bought them the book.
Yeah.
And then I'm struggling.
But let me say this, because there are some people out here, you can relate to this. And I'm not going to call this particular friend out. I'm just going to send her the link to have her watch it. I have a really good girlfriend who is, actually two just hit my mind. One of them is a creative genius. She comes up with the most ridiculous ideas. Like it's unbelievable. And she just gives them away all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, you need to create a website and create a platform for people to invest in that. I have another girlfriend who comes up with these crazy party ideas for kids, like phenomenal. And it's not just the idea. She puts together the stuff you're supposed to do for a party. Who knows? But she puts all of that together. And she does it overboard. Like, she will put together somebody's whole party. And I'm like, girl, I almost called her name. I'm like, girl, people should be paying for that. So if you know you have something that people are, and this is how you'll know. At the end of doing whatever that thing is, you feel like, gosh, I'm exhausted. Gosh, I don't even have time for my own kids now. Or I don't feel like going out with my own husband. That might be a sign that it's time for you to monetize. Okay, Janice, let's keep going. You often talk about living by the 90-day rule. Can you break that down for us?
Yes. So remember I said at the beginning of our time together that many times we don't move forward and people are stuck and not taking action on their visions because they're thinking too big and it's too much. So it's like that when you do know what your vision is and you know where you're going, then you're trying to accomplish it so fast. I believe that while we look at a 1 year snapshot, we live in a 90-day world. So let me tell you how that typically plays out for me. The first question I normally ask my clients is, hey, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? 10 years from now, where do you want to be? I always want to start someplace big. My mentor actually said, where do you want to be in the next 25 years? Like, that's really big. So start there. In 10 years, I want to be here. Okay, so what would you need to do over the next 3 years in order to position yourself for where you want to be in 10 years? So you think that through. I would need to do this, kids this, whatever. Then, okay, take that 3 years. In order to be on track for what you want to accomplish in the next 3 years, what do we need to do over the next 12 months? So we get into something we can pretty much handle.
Yeah.
So we think. So most of the time, but y'all know so much happens in 12 months. So because so much happens even in 12 months span, we look at a 1 year snapshot, but we live in a 90-day world. Here's why 90 days.
Wait, let me stop you really quick, y'all. One of the things that people researchers have found, and that's the reason why people fight against New Year's resolutions, is that by February, people have let go of the resolution they had for the entire year. Yes. So this is what Janice is sharing, is why the 90-day world is important.
Okay, good. Thanks, Robin. That's good. So we live in a 90-day world. So here's why 90 days. 90 days is something I can wrap my arms around. 90 days is enough time for me to get momentum. And here's my secret to that. 90 days is enough time for you to get a win. How many of y'all know when we start out with something and we're super excited, the first thing we need is a win, especially if you've been grinding for years and you haven't seen results. You need a win, and 90 days give you enough time to accomplish something, to keep on going. Now, Robin, you haven't heard me say this, and I'm going to give this just to the Friends with Visions crew, and I'm actually going to share this at my upcoming event. But within those 90 days is one other number I want you to think about. That's 6 weeks. Here's what happens. Whenever you're starting something new, anytime, whenever you're starting something new, at the start of a new thing, so you set your 90-day goals, you're starting your New Year's resolution, you're about to lose weight, whatever it is, by 6 weeks, you've lost your fizzle.
Yes.
And by 6 weeks, it's old. By 6 weeks, you're tired. By 6 weeks, you're drained. I don't care who you are, how tenacious you are, how serious you are about to go. Whenever starting something new at 6 weeks, momentum wanes for you. So here's what you got to do. At 6 weeks, take a break. Build in a break at 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Give yourself a letdown. That's what we say in the industry. Give yourself a letdown in 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, walk away from the thing. Give yourself a break. Go hang out with your friends. Plan celebration. Can I say tangibly what that looks like? Let's just say Robin is doing what do you have for Friends with Vision? Oh, let's say that we're going through Robin's devotional, the Live Intentionally, Fully Engaged. And so we are really excited and we're going all the way through. So 6 weeks is at day 42. Like day 40. You remember 40 days is a significant period of time? Y'all know at the 40 days you're about tired. You're like, I'm giving up on all this stuff after this. At 40 days, plan a party. Unrelated to everything, plan a party. Let's just stop and celebrate. Because if you keep pushing yourself to work just as hard as you were doing those first 6 weeks, those first 39 days, you're going to burn out. So as you're planning the 90 days, this is Robin, I bet you didn't know this either. So when I work with my clients, we plan 90 days at a time, but I always have a 6-week check-in with them. And that is why, because at 6 weeks, if I'm not checking in and I'm not pointing out what went well, they're going to lose their momentum and their excitement about that thing. So
absolutely,
you've been on diets and you're like trying to figure out why you can't do it past a month and a half.
Yes.
6 weeks, you need a cheat day.
Yeah, you need some Pillsbury chocolate chip cookies at the 6 week.
So I do that, Robin. That's something and you can incorporate that in any area of your life. If you want to set yourself up to win, the first step I'd say is, look at things in pictures of 90-day worlds, because it's totally flexible, totally tweakable, totally doable. You can create a win. And within that 90 days, within a 6-week window, go ahead and plan your first day of relief, your day of celebration, your cheat day within 6 weeks.
I want to add to what you've always taught. You left this part out of it.
Right.
In 90 days, you get a win, but you also can see if the plan isn't working.
Yes.
Adjustments.
Yes. So 90 days is enough time for you to put your arms around it and tweak it. And say, oh, I thought that's the direction we were going, but that's not going to work. And it's not so far in that you mess up everything.
Absolutely.
You can reroute. You can take a detour and go a different direction within a 90-day period. That's good.
For my married couples, I offer, a strategic planning guide for couples. And you sit down and you plan the entire year. But one of the things I encourage you to do is to do check-ins throughout the year. And the check-ins are at the 90-day intervals.
Oh, that's
because
good.
you can look back over your life or over those 90 days as a couple to see, oh my gosh, we thought we were going to be able to save $10,000, but it looks like this emergency came up, so we might need to adjust that to $8,000. And that's important so that when you get at the end of the year, you won't be disappointed if you didn't hit where you were what your goal was. Okay, we're about to wrap. But Janice, you have an amazing event coming up, and ladies and gentlemen, I think you need to be in the house. No, I know you need to be in the house. And I'm going to try to convince Janice to give the Friends with Vision group a discount. I am going to do whatever I got to do. Don't worry about it, guys. I got you. Just give me some time to work on it. But Janice, during the Jumpstart event, you're going to teach us how to build, brand, and expand.
Yes.
You kind of break that down for us and then tell us a little bit about your event and why you think the people who are looking at this video need to be in the house.
Absolutely. So first of all, I said earlier during our time together that I believe that healthy growth happens in 4 phases, and some of these phases happen simultaneously, but all phases are necessary. I actually call them the 4 pillars of healthy growth and forward motion in business, ministry, and life. Those phases are building. So you must first build a solid foundation. Where are you going? What are you standing on? What is the reason that you're doing this? Who's going to do it with you? How much time is it going to take? Build a solid foundation. Second thing, you want to brand. What is it that you call this? What's the outcome? What do you want people to know of this thing, of this vision? What do you want them to say about it, know about it, recognize it? How do you want to be perceived by others when they see whatever this is that you're doing? So we're going to do building. Then we're going to do branding. Then we're going to do expanding. See, now, let me give a nugget in between there. I said it was 4. as believers, and most of the people in the Friends with Vision Network are believers,
Yes.
oftentimes we allow our faith and our love for people to drive us so much that we do what I was telling you about earlier. We allow ourselves to be burdened by what was intended to be a blessing. Your gift is a blessing, and it should bless you and those you serve. So your girlfriend, I'm thinking about your girlfriend who's a party planner, because I'm totally not a party planner. And I would just love to invest in something like that, because my kids love to have amazing parties, but their mom is not arts and crafty at all. And just the idea, let me just tell you how I teach you how to benefit. Just the idea of knowing that my children are excited and they are proud and they feel loved and thought of, and it's all creative and it's cool just because I had this party that was clearly not my idea. It's worth me paying whatever the amount of money is, because my girls will be super duper excited.
Absolutely.
So me, as a mom who wants their children to feel excited and proud, I would invest in that. That's what I'm thinking about. I teach you how to benefit. So we're going to touch lightly on that at Jumpstart. You know, how to position yourself and your gifts and your vision so that it's mutually beneficial to you and those you serve. But lastly, and my most exciting part of the entire 2 days that we're going to be together, is the expansion. I'm going to show you how to expand. Now, a lot of us, we are doing expansion activities, you know, the activities that grow our vision. We're doing it all out of order. Our vision is so shaky. You know, one of the things we say in business is this: if you were to get on Oprah when she was on regular TV and not on OWN network, you're on OWN network and you had your and she's talking about your idea and your vision, and she's all pumping you up, and everyone's about to go now to your website. Are you ready to handle the influx of orders that come? Are you ready to handle the speaking engagements? Are you ready to handle all the parties that you're going to receive? A lot of times,
hold on, girlfriend, you know who you are. She's teaching you. You're getting a one-on-one coaching session from her. Okay, keep going.
A lot of times we're not ready because we're not positioned to expand. And so we a lot of times, especially with the invention of the internet and how easily accessible it is to many of us are wasting. Remember earlier what I said, all we had was time, money, and our energy. Those are the three resources we have. A lot of times we are, not other people, wasting our resources by picking the wrong platforms to expand on at the wrong time. They're right, but they're at the wrong time. So we're going to work on our 90-day plan, and I'm going to share what way to expand based on what your vision is, who you're called to serve, and where you are. So it doesn't matter if you've been doing this thing for 20, 30 years, or you just started out yesterday. Jumpstart is going to give you a solid, strategic, a leap into your next level of momentum. It's going to really start you off strong, and I'm excited about that.
Listen, if you've been having a dream, if there's something you're like, once and for all, it's time for me to do something. And I'm about to go a whole nother place. I'm going to pull back. If you know that you have a dream and you're tired of just sitting on it, you're starting to get frustrated because you're like, gosh, I'm ready. I just don't know where to start. Yes. Jumpstart is the place for you to start. I hope you come. I told you, when we finish this video, I'm going to call her and I'm going to get us a discount. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'll tell you now. We'll have to wait till the video just for the people in Friends with Vision. And I can't believe I'm going to say this on the air. Okay. So what I will do is I will give those in Friends with Vision. Robin, how old are you? 42?
Yes.
So I will give $42 off. I'll give $49 off.
Yes. Yes. Y'all, let me tell you, one of the things that frustrates her about me is I adjust my pricing in ways that she doesn't agree with. I'll say it like that. Yes. And so she is very serious about benefiting from her blessing, which she should be, and she helps me with that. So this is a big deal. Trust me. So I'll get the details on how to make that happen. But Janice, we have to wrap. But I ask every woman at the end of the intentional conversations, if you had a microphone and you were speaking in front of an audience of women, what would be the message that you would have for those women?
I would say you are significant. Nothing about you is an accident. Nothing about you is a coincidence. And nothing about you is minimal, minute, or doesn't matter. Every aspect of who you are is significant. You are significant. You were put here on a purpose, and that purpose is not minuscule or minute, but it's something very significant. And every day that you shrink back, every day that you second guess, every day that you do something else instead of the thing that you were born and created to do is a day that you are denying someone the opportunity to experience first your significance, but secondly, God through you.
Amen. There's a scripture that says that God is not pleased. It's in Hebrews. I think it's 10:34, but it's definitely in Hebrews. God is not pleased when we shrink back. He is not pleased when we shrink back. So don't shrink back. All right, guys, I'm so excited. Thank you, Janice, for being a part of this intentional conversation with me. Ladies, stay tuned. I have something so amazing for the Friends with Vision group coming up. You don't want to miss it. So make sure you join our Friends with Vision page and go to friendswithvision.com. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.